friends, this is Laura with Potpourri of Life. I just wanted to come on before the video starts and share with you, I am putting myself in a vulnerable place to share something with you that is very personal. I realize that a lot of women suffer from UTIs, but a lot of women don't talk about it. And there are people online that do share, and I'm sharing it from a personal perspective. I don't enjoy them, and I've been working really hard to try to find a solution. And I've tried a bunch of stuff. I've researched all kinds of things, and I've tried. And for a long time, I ended up on antibiotics maybe every 3 months or something, on average. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes longer. And my doctor has told me, it's not your fault, Laura. This is something that your body, this is just your body. And sometimes we have to come to a point where we heal from the things that are inconvenient, are embarrassing, and are a pain in the butt, okay? Because that's life. And so when you come to the point where you accept your situation, you can move forward, and then you're more open to what you could do on your own. For me, it is creating this herbal blend, and I've been working on this for a couple of years, and I've gotten it so I'm doing okay. But like I said, my goal is to be completely off antibiotics. But I also appreciate having a partner in medicine, my doctor, who knows me, knows my body, and knows that I won't ask for an antibiotic unless I absolutely need it. So I'm asking you to do your due diligence. If your doctor says, I need you to do a urine culture, go get that urine culture. The reason that they're doing it is to make sure the bacterium that you are fighting, everybody's individual, they're there to help you get the right treatment. So over time, they might get to know you, so they'll know that, yep, you need to get this, and you might not have to be seen. You just need to connect in anytime that you need treatment. Now, if this herbal treatment works for me, I'll be so excited. If I can go 6 months without an antibiotic, score. And if I can go a year, even better. So I'm just really excited that this is starting to seem like it's the right answer for me. And I've been working on this, I think I've mentioned, for about a year. I'm excited. I'm not proud that I have UTIs, but I am very proud that I'm taking the initiative to do what I can for myself and see if I can reduce the use of antibiotics. It's not that I don't agree with some medicine and stuff like that. I don't think all medicine is good, and because I react to a lot of it anyway. But I don't think being on tons and tons of medicine is good. But there are situations where patients need medicine. So I'm not going to ditch a doctor, more so because I actually have one that is a team player and wants to see me well. If I don't go back to him for a year without a UTI, I'm going to be so happy. And he would be happy for me. He wouldn't be sad because he lost a patient. He would be happy because we got it under control. And it doesn't mean I'll never need to use one. So ladies, guys can get this too. Just know that you are not alone if you end up having to see a gynecologist, girls, or guys, if you need a urologist. Know that you are not alone, and these things happen to everybody, and sometimes it's just once in a lifetime. Some people are lucky, never. And then you have others that we have them frequently. So, friends, I hope this is helpful to you. Otherwise, I would not have put myself publicly in front of you to share something that is kind of humbling. And but I'm happy to be able to share what I've learned, and I hope it helps you. And be sure, like always, make sure you do your research. I cannot treat you. I cannot tell you what to use, but I can share some information that I have learned. Have a great night and enjoy. Hi friends, this is Laura with Potpourri of Life. I hope that you're doing great. I have to take my slippers off, so I'm going to stand barefoot. Tonight what I want to talk to you about are UTIs. They're urinary tract infections. They are something that most women deal with. Now, not all women. Some women are very blessed they don't have to deal with it, and I am really happy for you. Sometimes a man will, but more often than not, women are sufferers of UTIs. They can have chronic ones where you have them all the time. They can have them maybe once a year. They might have them different reasons a woman might have a UTI. So I happen to be a lucky one that has chronic ones, but I've been doing better. So, and it could be partly because of what I've learned. So if you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing to the channel and make sure you hit the bell so that you get notifications when these come on. And also hit the like button and provide comments, because we're all here to help one another. So, and if you have questions, I'll try to answer that. So what I want to share with you, the first thing that happens when I get a UTI, what happens? What's typical? We call our doctors, we might do a urine culture, and then we come home with a little bottle of antibiotics. Yay us! If you're somebody who travels, you might get a prescription for Potpourri, which helps decrease the burning, but it does change the color of your urine. And from what I understand, I don't use contacts. You really can't wear contacts when you're on Potpourri. I don't like Potpourri, but it is a nice tool to have on hand in the event you're traveling and you don't have the availability to do anything. Those are the things that my doctor will prescribe. Okay, you can get the same thing, I believe, a Potpourri in the pharmacy. You just talk to your pharmacist if you don't know what it is, and they will guide you to the right place. Even one of the pharmacy techs, they will show you what you need. I really don't remember what the name is because I don't get it there, and I have this on hand. So when an infection is brewing, I get fatigue, I get inflammation in my abdomen, but I also get pain down in the lower abdomen area. But the fatigue, I have chronic fatigue, and I've been doing really good. I'm sleeping really well, but I could still be very tired and I could crash early in the day. I can also have, and if I'm working and busy and all that, that causes the fatigue as well. So I might brush that part off because I'm busy. And then the cramping and stuff, or the pain in the abdomen, I have scar tissue, so I think, oh, it's just scar tissue. I've been picking things up. I've been doing too much exercise, or whatever the case may be. But the other day, early in the morning, good morning, Laura. It was not a pleasant good morning. 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm having symptoms. So I did the thing that I do. I have Regent strips. Reagent. My doctor does not give these to me. I buy them because when I was getting these chronically, the last thing I wanted to do was go to the lab unnecessarily, so I wanted to make sure there was an infection going on. So I used that as a tool, another tool. So as I learned over the years of what's going on, I know how my body is changing. And I think if you can, learn your body. Learn what works for you. Learn how your body is changing and what is happening. Keep notes. Like, today I feel like crap. Today this or that. And then all of a sudden, we're going to stay focused on UTIs. Then you have that UTI. If you do this, okay, if you're a chronic sufferer, you'll see a routine of how your body changes. And that will be your key so that you will know your body. I think it's vitally important that we all understand how our bodies work. It just makes us in tune, and knowing that can help us heal too. So I got up, and I'm going to show you what I did. I have a little container over there with oregano and thyme in it. And the reason I have this, and I always have it, is I made this blend a long time ago because with Lyme disease, it was something that helped with treating Lyme. And I'm going to explain to you what these ingredients do. Another thing that I currently do before I get to the tea is I do take oregano capsules. I take these twice a week because that is something that's helping to support the immune system. And with what's going on in the world, you want to stay away from viruses and stuff. Anyways, another thing is turmeric. Turmeric helps with pain. Okay, and I use it. It has pepperine in it. This one's extra strength. Now, I generally make my own turmeric, but I don't mind having a backup in case I'm too tired and I don't realize we're running out, because both my husband and I both take turmeric capsules. And so I always try to have a backup for that, because if that's something that you use a lot and it's not going to hurt you for the most part, it's fine. Before I go into these herbs that I use, I want you to understand that not everybody responds to herbs the same way. So each herb that I share with you, even though you might cook with them, if you're going to use them as a treatment, use each herb separately and have a cup of tea and see how you do. And they actually taste really good. Okay, maybe I've just been on herbs too long, okay? But they do taste well. So the first one that I'm going to share, okay, because I said I got some oregano and thyme, and I put that in this lovely little doohickey. With it, I also put some corn silk, and I'm going to share with you why I do this, okay? So I'm going to put that aside. Oregano. Why would I use oregano? Oregano has antioxidants. It's anti-inflammatory, which reduces the pain and the swelling. It's antimicrobial, which is effective against bacteria, virus, and fungi. Do you know every time you go on an antibiotic, you take a risk of having a yeast infection, which is a fungi. So you want to, I find that taking these herbs are actually protective. Now, if I have to go on the antibiotic because I can't clear this, I would still take this tea because it helps against the yeast infections. The other thing I use is thyme. The two of them work well together because they both are antimicrobial. It fights the infections, again, caused by bacteria, fungi, and viruses, and it reduces the inflammation. Both of them together work like a team. Score. These are things that you might put in your Italian food. It might be stuff like I will chop them up and put them in some bread, so you can use them for quite a few things. If you don't, when you bake them, you may not have a reaction. This is what I learned with some things that I am allergic to. There's a few herbs that I'm allergic to. Although cilantro, I can't have it all. But you can make them as a tea and see if they work for you. In your lasagna, it might not make a difference, but in this, it might, because you're only steeping it for 10 minutes. You're not baking it for 350 for an hour. And these are the things I learned from my allergist, so that's why I'm sharing them. You put these two together. You can put them in a little container like this, and then you can put a little bit of corn silk. Oh man, what's the corn silk for? I won't forget. Corn silk, it soothes the inflammation of the urinary system. How cool is that? I'm actually excited about that because when I learned this, I think it was a year ago, I think it was before that, because I started buying corn by the bushel. Yes, we ate corn, and I canned the corn, I preserve it, but I wanted this. This was my gold. And it was a lot of work, because then I had to dry it out, I had to make sure there was no bugs in it, all that kind of stuff. So it was cheaper to do this, and also put food on in my cupboards with corn. So you just need some. Where can you get corn silk right now? Go to your local herbal store. Because sometimes you can order things in the natural food stores. I know that when I go down there, if there's something I want to try new, I'll ask, hey Matt, what do you got? Do you have this? And if they don't have it, he might have his vitamin person or somebody there, and they can order it for you. They'll look it up. They'll find it for you if there's something that you're looking for. If you don't have a natural food store locally, there's places online that you can get this stuff. So I can share. Now, the other thing is, if you don't like that tea thing, you can get natural tea bags, and you can also make tea bags from coffee filters. So don't think you can't have tea. Some people just put it in the cup and they drink their tea around the herbs. I can't do that because it's kind of weird to me. But some people, that's the way they do it. And I think it's great. So, and if they swallow a few herbs, it's not going to hurt them. So not only, okay, I don't know if I said this, okay, I didn't finish it. Okay, so the corn silk soothes the inflammation of the urinary system. Cool. Anyway, and it reduces the burning sensation, increases the urine flow. Yes, you're going to be peeing a little bit longer, okay? But your doctor's going to tell you, if he gives you an antibiotic, make sure you drink plenty of water. Drink water. The nurses will tell you this. They all will tell you, make sure you drink lots of water. Now, don't go drown yourself. You don't want to do that. But the corn silk will help the flow, and it'll help clean out the urinary tract. And that's what you want to do. It increases the urine flow, like I said, because it's a diuretic. antimicrobial, antioxidant with antibiotic activity. So I make this blend to work together, okay? And it's worked for me. I get up, I drink the tea, in 30 minutes to an hour, the pain is gone and I'm feeling better. But I do take another cup of it later in the day just to make sure it's all set. And I haven't had those symptoms for 2 weeks now. And I'm just feeling like, yeah. I haven't been fatigued. Although I'm recording this late, so if I sound tired, it's because it's been a long day. So the other thing that I found out recently that I'm going to be trying in my next tea, okay, is, I have it here. It is called Bearberry. Yes, spelled B-E-A-R, Bear, Berry, B-E-R-R-Y, Bearberry. It is also called Uva Ursa. Okay, let me see if I'm not even sure I'm saying that right. So it's UVA-U-R-S-I. And you can get that in a powder form. Again, go to your natural food store. They can get it for you. It has antioxidants. And it also is, it's not designed, this is coming from God, but it does help with UTI infections, bladder inflammation, and those who have cystitis, and those who have urinary incontinence. I can't answer for that, but that's what it says. So what I've got here, okay, I'm going to show you ways that you can prepare it. Yes, you can make a tea using any of these. And I will list, sorry about that, the battery died again. I will list the different herbs below. I just want to remind you, please do your due diligence and research this. Remember, I am not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, but I am an herbalist and I work with these, but that does not mean that what I'm finding that works for me will work for you. And I do highly recommend that you discuss this with your doctors. They might say this is fine, but somebody might have a precaution because you might have some medical conditions that I know nothing about. And you need to be aware of that. If you have issues going on, they may say, don't use corn silk. You can use oregano and thyme, but they may say, don't even use that. So please have a discussion with whoever your care provider is. Keep everybody in the loop if you have multiple ones, because it's important for them to know this. Too often in today's medical world, the doctors are not communicating. So that is why it's important for you to put it in their face and tell them, hey, I'm going to try this. What do you think? Well, I don't know if I would put it that way, but just say, this is what I want to try. What is your feedback? And if it's going to be a while before you see your physician, call the nurse, call the triage team, and ask them for their advice. So this new one that I have is called Bearberry. It's Uva Ursa. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Uva Ursi? Yeah, I think that's the right way. Anyways, that is another thing that you can put in. Now, what I have done, normally I just do a tea twice a day. I'm home, so I can do that. Now, what if you are somebody who is working outside the home? Now, I already put this together, okay? It's equal parts of each of those 4 herbs. Now, you might just use 3 of the herbs. You might just use 2. Now, the corn silk is the one that I think is the one that's making the difference, okay? So I would recommend trying a tea just with the corn silk to make sure you don't have an allergic reaction. Clear it with your physician. Do I think they're going to say yay or nay? I have no idea. I don't know what your medical condition is. So you need, please, I can't reiterate this enough. Anytime I share about herbs, please discuss things with your physician. If you don't see a physician, an herbalist, or whomever, because you want to go at these healing treatments as a team. I know a lot of people don't share that, but that is my feeling. So in here I have all 4. I have Ursi, and I have, which is Bearberry. I have oregano, thyme, and corn silk in here. What am I going to do with this? I'm going to make 2 things, okay? This one's all set. I'm going to make a tincture. And what I can do with this tincture, I thought I had. Did I bring one out? Yes. See this? Once it's done, I can have a tincture ready. And that I can have on hand. Like if I wake up in the morning and I don't want to make a tea because I'm so tired, I can take a dropper full of this. So, but to prepare it, you have to cover this I use vodka. I don't know if I just said that weird. Vodka. Now, some people cannot have alcohol. You can use vegetable glycerin and make sure it's a good brand, you know, pharmaceutical quality. And you can use that too. It's thicker and it's sweeter. And, but this, what I do, as you can see how high the herbs are in here. And you take your vodka or your glycerin and you just let it cover it. And I would cover like an inch over, because some of that stuff just floats to the top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and I'm going to sit it on a shelf. No, I'm not. I'm going to sit it on a shelf, but I'm going to turn it upside down in the morning, and then I'm going to turn it back up before I go to bed or midday or whatever. So change this, keep turning it twice a day for 6 weeks. You heard that right. So put it on your phones, put your alarm on, or put in a little whatever reminder to have this done. Now, if you work outside the home, you do it when you wake up and you do it when you get home. If you are around the house, still put something in place so that you remember. Store it in a cool, dark place. And that's for 6 weeks. Put it on your calendar when it's done. And then when it's done, you put it through, you kind of get rid of the herbs, you filter it through a sieve, and then you're left with a tincture. Pretty cool. Again, make sure your doctor knows what you're doing so that you have that. Now, I'm going to sit here and make a tea blend. I know I brought a jar out just for this fun time. Got that. See, I told you, I got it. All right, so you take a clean jar and you want to keep it as tight as possible. Now, what I'm going to be putting in here is equal amounts of the 4 herbs, okay? This is going to be thyme, and I'm going to change this so you can see, okay? I'm going to put that back a little bit. My apologies. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, so in this little jar, my husband had given me this for Christmas, and I love it because I can measure equally. It has a really nice feeling. I don't know where he got it. I think he got it at a specialty shop a couple hours away. So I'm going to put 2 scoops of the thyme. I'm going to put 2 scoops of oregano. Two scoops of Ursi. But I'm going to do something a little bit different because I'm going to keep them even because it's been ground down. 2 scoops of the ground corn silk. Okay, that fills my jar halfway full, okay? So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that again because I want it full. 1, 2 of the thyme. This is the oregano. 2 of the oregano. Heaping scoops, whatever. Ursi. That's such a fun word. And then 2 scoops of the corn silk powder. Again, you can get some of these stuff at your local natural food store. If you can't find it there, you can certainly go online and order. And I will be honest with you, before I ever buy in bulk, before I grow items in bulk, like I want to get a bearberry bush so that I don't have to order it. And this goes in here. But I do strongly recommend that you go to the local store, because this way you're not buying too much. Okay, let me get this. Sorry, I gotta focus on this for just a second. Anyways, I'm gonna get that on in a minute. You can watch me struggle. Oh, is that it? Do I got it? Do I got it? I'll figure it out. But basically, what you do afterwards is you shake it up and get it all set. And now I have a blend. I have my UTI blend tea. And what I can do is I can certainly, I'm going to change the camera, sorry folks. I can certainly put that in the tea. I can certainly put it in this tea holder here and put the boiling water. But I can also take them and put them in tea bags. And because the chamomile powder is very powdery, that's probably what I'll do with it. And I'll have some already made, and then when I need to make more, like I'll have 2 bags already made, so that in the morning if I have the infection I can just go do a tea. Again, I've got the tinctures, and now I have a tea blend. Or if you just want to make the tea blend fresh in the morning, you can do that as well. So this is what I'm doing. I find that it is helpful. Again, I need to remind you, this is a disclaimer. Because I'm not a doctor, and because even if I was, because I don't know you, I can't tell you how to take care of your body. All I know is that this treatment is helping my UTIs. Does that mean I never have to have an antibiotic? Not necessarily, because if this is just treating one type of antibiotic, one type of bacterium, then I'm going to have to go see my doctor. I'm going to have to do a urine culture, and we're going to find out what type of bacterium am I fighting. How often does it happen that you have to change even your antibiotic? It's rare. Usually you get the same type of bacterium, but not always. But so I just think that this is something as a tool. Now I want to remind you that always do herbs when you're using it for medicinal reasons. Use them in moderation. Consume in moderation. As I say, consult. I have a little note here reminding you, consult your healthcare provider. These are tools that I use, and I like this tea blend. It's working for me. And like I said, there's no guarantee I won't need an antibiotic. But I'm glad that I have somebody on my side who wants me well. But also, I'm really happy to be on my own side, taking care of myself, so that I can use less and less of the antibiotics, because we know that they're not necessarily good for us long term. And I noticed that when I was getting treated for Lyme disease, because I shared the other night that Lyme treatment is just antibiotics all the time. And I was on them for 4 years. So, friends, I hope this is helpful and informative. It's not meant to be necessarily your treatment plan. It's an option to consider. Do some research and check with your doctors. Friends, I hope you have a lovely evening, and I hope you're staying well. Thank you, and God bless. So, I don't know what you thought of it. I would love to have your comments below. If you don't mind sharing some information, do you have a different solution so that other readers might be able to, or listeners might be able to learn from you? Because everybody's solution, everybody's remedy, everybody's choice of healing can be very different. Everybody's journey is different, and our bodies are completely individual. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope if you haven't yet, please subscribe and share the video if you find that it might help somebody. Again, have a great night and stay well.